prepared the model for milling. Tell us a little about that.
So I would prepare the restoration already digitally. Now that that's done, we would choose a shade, which would be the Zircon XTML shade A1. XT is just extra translucency, and multi-layer, which will give us a better looking shade and a better looking tooth. We're doing A1 for this, and the height is going to be 14 millimeters, which is perfect for this restoration. So we're just going to put this in first.
Okay.
Following the pointer. Make sure that's it. We're going to lock this in. Put that back into position and close the door. And then we can go forward and hit start and have it start milling. To start now, I'm going to press play. It's just making sure that obviously it's asking us whether or not we have the right burrs in. Right now we're going to be milling zirconia, and it's going to, on screen it would ask us whether or not the zirconia burrs are in there. We would confirm there, press play. Here it's going to start loading up. Now the information has already arrived into the milling machine, sorry, and it's just processing it right now. It's going to be, the machine we're using is the MCX5. That's my Sirona. We're just inputting all of the You can monitor how long it will take for the restoration to be milled and see the positioning of the mill on the puck. The milling machine has milled out the restoration. We're going to remove it. You can get ready to take out that restoration now. which is pre-sintered. Occlusal table down into the middle of the crucible, cover the crucible, and we're going to insert that into the profile sinter. And here we have some preset programs. So we have a few programs here, an 8 unit, a speed, and a standard. The 8 unit is specifically for 8 units or around that amount. The speed will take about 2 hours, which is the fastest sintering time that we have, but that is limited to about a few amount of crowns, let's say 2 to 3, and a standard is about 4 to 6 crowns. Today we're going, because we only have 1 crown in there, we're going to be going with the speed, which will be a 2-hour sintering time. As you see here, the red line indicates the temperature increase, where it will stop, which is about 15 to 1600 degrees Celsius, and then decreased over time. So we're gonna bring up the crucible and press play. So now you can hear the sintering machine turn on. It will begin to build up the heat, and it will take, since it's 12:20 right now, it should be finished around 2:32, which is 2-hour singe time. The crown has sintered. We're going to remove it. It's still really hot, so we're going to use our tool here to remove the crucible. Try our best not to burn ourselves. We're going to pull this crown and let it cool on the other side of the furnace, where will we be staining. The crown has cooled down. We can start working on it. So we're going to go straight into the sandblasting room. We're going to sandblast the crown to give this more of a an etched surface. That way the stain and glaze will be able to adhere to it. The crown, we're going to be sandblasting the outside and the integral surface where the crown will be sitting on top, which is the patient's mouth or the patient's tooth, sorry. We're going to put on our mask first and start sandblasting. So like I had said previous, this will give us an etched surface for the glaze and the staining to adhere to the crown to give it a more natural look. And etching the inside of the crown as well will help the resin adhere to the crown and the patient's prepared area. Different types of shade, but these are all the types of shades we can achieve, and we can also make sure that they are the correct shade after staining and glazing with the shade guide. So now that it's all done, we're going to have this crown stained and glazed. Go for one more fire. You can do this in one fire itself, but for today we're going to do it in two to make sure it's the most optimum. Press start. That'll go for another 20 minutes, and once it's cooled, we'll be able to start polishing it. Now that the crown has been glazed, we have a nice shine to it, but we have a little bit of a rough surface. So what we want to do is utilize some polishes here by DiaShine. We'll be using medium soft, fine soft, and super fine soft. These are different types of grits to kind of soften the roughened surface. We'll be using a few brushes here, just this one wheel right here, and we'll be using the handpiece as well. Once all that's done, we'll be going straight into sandblasting. All right. Time, just in case any stain or glaze has gone. The adhesive that we use to put onto the peg for the fire ring is left over. We can also sandblast that out there as well. Make sure when sandblasting the inside of the crown, using your finger to cover the areas that you have stained and glazed to make sure the sandblaster does not touch those areas at all. It's possible to sandblast away the stain and glaze still. Using your finger will protect that area. The etching will also help create the bond between the resin and the zirconia crown, which will increase longevity. So now that we've sandblasted the inside of the crown, we clean this out with a steam cleaner, and it's ready for delivery.